Welcome to this episode of Say It with Scott, where we look at how the words we use affect the lives we live. I'm Scott Sery. I'm a copywriter, and I love how I can take a few words here and there, twist them around a little bit, and dramatically change the entire message that I'm sending. This episode is brought to you by Strategic Advisor Board and by my company, Sery Content Development. Today we want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make whenever they're generating copy, writing copy, or writing just content for their website, and how we can change that, how it's actually a really simple twist on those words that we use. So what ends up happening is I want to distribute this information to my audience. And so I go through and I think about all the information that I have to give, and then I just kind of lay it out there logically and I say, hey, here it is, dump it all on them. But I have to wrap that up into a nice tidy little headline that intrigues them and captures their interest. That's way they click through and they want to read more. The biggest mistake is not just creating dull headlines, it's creating headlines that aren't designed to lure you in. Because we have this big problem out there, and it's called clickbait. So many of these ads are just horrendously clickbaity and terrible. They say things like, this is the one trick doctors don't want you to know so you can lose weight. It's just like, no doctor doesn't want you to be healthier. There's not a doctor out there that says, man, I wish my patients were much more unhealthy. That way I could treat them more often and make more money. Now, big pharma and big healthcare, that's another story and a completely different tangent we won't go down. These clickbaity headlines, and then they provide no substance, and then you click through into this, what's this one secret? And then you go through this big giant ad, it's tracking and gathering all your information, and you get to the bottom and it says, oh yeah, that one secret is, eat healthier. It's like, okay, you could have just put, doctors want you to eat healthier, or lose weight by eating healthier. But then you fall into this trap. You have this super clickbaity headline over here, and you have, in order to lose weight, you should eat healthier. Well, I don't have to click your article now because I got all the information I need from that headline. So how do we find that middle ground? Where do we put things so we're not luring people in with this false headline, this false promise and false hope, but we're not just giving away all the information and nobody wants to click? It's somewhere right in the middle where we can kind of take the two and merge them into one. So for example, I recently wrote a blog, it's just an article about the ice caves found in the Pryor Mountains in southern Montana. These ice caves are super cool, cold actually, and they stay icy. There's ice inside of them all year round. So it can be 110 degrees outside, and there's still ice inside of these caves just due to these weird microclimates that they create. So I titled it, Explore the Ice Caves of the Pryor Mountains, or cool off in an ice cave in the Pryor Mountains, something along those lines. Sent it off to the editor, the company that's publishing this article. They changed it to cool off in the ice caves in this Montana mountain range. Just a little subtle tweak. Now people aren't getting, ice caves of the Pryor Mountains. All right, cool, whatever, scroll on past. Now it's saying the ice caves of this, well, which one is it? I might be close by. I want to see these ice caves. I need to know more information. As soon as they click in, it's like right there in the intro, talks about it. But it's just enough to intrigue them and lure them in, but not so much to clickbait them and say something along the lines of, these ice caves are a hidden secret that nobody wants you to know about. Well, they're literally printed right there on the map. There's a big sign when you turn to the Prairie Mountains that ice caves 10 miles. It's not a secret, but we want to make sure people read about it by just kind of luring them in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Say It with Scott. I hope you found some information and education you can apply to your own business. As usual, if it didn't make sense, if you don't want to sit down and think of that middle ground between clickbait and too much information, reach out with using the links below. I'd be happy to help. Before you go, please like, comment, and subscribe so you get notifications every time Strategic Advisor Board posts great new content.